Hillbilly Horror Stories presents Eerie Encounters.
About 30 years ago, my younger brother Dominic was killed in a motorcycle accident when he was just 34 years old. Our family was devastated, especially my mother. As is always the case, she pushed through the wake and the funeral. About 2 weeks after his passing, a few days before Mother's Day, my mother and I were crying together, and she said, "Jenny, I miss his voice so much. Do you remember last year on Mother's Day when he sent me that beautiful cassette tape of the country star singing about his mother?" We cried a little more, and then I told her that I would see her on Sunday, which was Mother's Day. The next day, I was doing laundry in the basement of my home, and I noticed that one of the storage room doors were open. I walked over and I looked in, and I realized that Dominic had stored a lot of his personal items there. Instantly, I felt this surge of energy or force that told me to take everything out of the storage room. Soon, I was moving boxes and boxes of his things out into the center of the basement. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I felt that there was something that I was supposed to find. Finally, I saw a box sitting in the corner which said, "Recorded tapes from therapy." I pulled up the box, walked directly upstairs, called my mother and told her to come over right away. I ran and I got a cassette player and opened the box. I realized I had probably 50 tapes with his voice on them from sessions with his therapist. My son was special. He had Down syndrome. He picked up one of the tapes in the box and he handed it to me. It was dated May of the year before. My mom walked in and I started to cry, and I said to her, "Mom, I think we can hear Dominic's voice again." We turned on the tape and we heard Dominic talking about how he had sent his mother this cassette tape for Mother's Day. And he started singing the words to the song right then and there on the tape. We all stood there silently sobbing and realized that this amazing and kind soul, my brother, had managed to wish his mother a happy Mother's Day, even though he had passed. I took it out of the cassette player and handed it to my mom and said, "Mom, he really loved you. Happy Mother's Day." She listened to that tape almost every day for the rest of her life. I don't know if this would be considered paranormal, but it was certainly magical. It was like all the stars were in alignment, and I'm pretty sure Dominic had something to do with it. That story was sent from Jenny March in Chicago.